Hey folks, welcome back. Today we've got possibly the pinnacle of scanners I've got to date, the Launch X431 Pro. Let's check it out, coming up next. Alrighty, what we've got here is the Launch X431 TT Pro, if I can log into it here. And this thing could definitely give my Autel a run for the money. Now it's got the OBD Bluetooth connector. My kit came with the additional pile of non-16 pin adapters for all of your weird Euro cars, Japanese cars, so you've got a whole pile of other things, possibly like your old Mercedes, your older, well shucks, I don't have anything that old, so I don't have an exact answer. There's just a lot of different things in here for you. Connectors, we've got an option to hook it up to a cigarette lighter to charge, 12-volt battery for charging, as well as a standard USB-C cable. And then, of course, in the box itself, if you just want to carry this with you, you have your instructions, a place for your tablet, the OBD connector, and then cables in here as well. Standard wall charger and other plugs for if you want to plug into a different power source like a USB-C charging, laptop, other dongle, as opposed to the plug into your wall module. It does come with adapters for different regions. Here in the good old States, we've got this one right here. So if I was going to do something, I would probably throw the power supply in here, of course our OBD connector, and the most common plugs that I would use, probably older Mercedes, something like that in here if I was going to go out on a road trip. For now, we're in the shop, so we don't need much of this. But what I do want to do is take it over to our Audi A4. I've been having a couple of issues with it that I want to scan and see if I can find any information on. It's gotten a intermittent misfire, so I want to figure out where that's at. And then I also want to figure out if this will tell me if the HVAC controls are working as they should, because I'm not getting any blowing out of the three front vents on the dash. I get them from the sides, the top for defrost, and I don't get much out of the floor either. So I want to see if this will tell me if there is an error with the blend door actuator, the motor, something like that. There are no blown fuses. I've already checked that. And then also there is a misfire. I know there is a misfire on cylinder 2. I've checked that with one of my other scanners in the past. But what I've done is gone ahead and switched cylinder 1 and 2 coils, trying to eliminate out if it's a plug or a coil or the broken wiring harness from the previous owner being a little rough on things. So let's wander over to the A4 and plug it in. Now I know we've reviewed a handful of other scanners in the last year here, but this one so far seems to be the most robust. The interface comes with, of course, your programming software, Wi-Fi, so you've got access to browse the internet. I've got my Doxato's email tied into this thing also, so I can see what's going on. And this thing is built like a brick. It probably weighs as much as my Autel does, and a fraction of the size. So a little smaller screen. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I can still very legibly read anything on the screen here. I'd like to see if I can find in my second review video if I can do a screen recording, or if I'm just going to have to get crafty with positioning the camera to view this. Now I open it up here, I have some options for 7 available updates. Toyota, Opel, Mitsubishi, Mercedes, and some Suzuki, and the key fob system. So I'm going to update those real quick. Super fast processor, very clear, bright screen. It does have a 64 gig internal memory, so that is very nice for storing all the different files for vehicles and whatnot. If you wanted to record any video of what you're working on or take photos, there is a camera in the back of here, so you've got plenty of storage for that. And like I said, it's got Wi-Fi, so you can email photos, or if you're on your home network, or can share these to your local file server. You have that option too. Yes, a local file server in my home /shop, because I am that guy. Let's go ahead and plug in our OBD sensor, OBD dongle down here. All right, we've got our power, our vehicle, and our I/O. All 3 of our lights check out. Let the Mercedes Maybach option finish here. Now this does, I believe, come with a 2-year license for all updates before you need to update or repurchase anything, so that is a nice feature. I know some of the other scanners I've had have been only a 1-year license, and you've had to go and pay more money, but 2 years on this, pretty good out of the box. Let's go ahead, we've got their intelligent diagnose option. So let's show you here. Intelligent diagnose. I'm gonna find a better place to set you here so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Let's go ahead and just turn on the car. We'll go ahead our intelligent diagnose. ...2008 Audi A4. Run our diagnostics. System scan. It shows we've got our voltage up here, so we've got 14.5 volts, so we do know our alternator is working. We're running through all of our different modules. We got 18%. Let's just let this finish scanning and we'll come back. Okay, we are done. All of our modules, nice. Let's back up. No issues, no code, so that's pretty nice right off the bat. I did hear a couple of blips, which I believe will end up being misfires, but let's run into the engine electronics. I want to see if I can track down the injectors, or the coils, sorry. You can see all the different options you've got in here to look at. Misfire counter, let's go ahead and select them all. And hit OK. Activated the misfire recognition. We don't have any misfires right now, but we have in the past. So we'll check on that maybe in the next video. But I want to go back and look at the HVAC controls. Climate control module, yes, airbag, instrument cluster, plenty of options here, convertible top. If I look in here, I can do things. Yeah, I don't want to activate the roof right now, but you do have that option if you're trying to track down any issues. You can reset your adaptations for open and close points. Let's go back to the climate control. Let's do the actuation test. This is going to go through and test all of your different services of the HVAC. I can hear the fan running over there. It's going to cycle up and down. Blower motor. Central flap. I'm guessing this is the item that might not be working. Yeah, I don't feel any warm air coming out of, I'll show you where. The three front vents here is where I would expect to be hearing or feeling air come from right now, and I feel nothing. And then there's the end. Okay, well, I fiddled a little bit more and I got in and finally made this thing pop a check engine light. Our misfire is still on cylinder 2, but of course it is not doing it now as we're trying to, of course, film this, which is great. But I can at least go in here and see the values if we're having misfires. Go ahead and graph, sorry, not that one. Do a graph. So we're getting our real-time information here of all the cylinders. If we happen to have a misfire, it would show on this graph here. See if I press the skinny pedal, if that does anything. There we go. Hey, that generated a misfire on cylinder 4. Nice to see. And on number 2. Okay. Try it again. Nope, and we got one on cylinder 1 here. So tells me kind of all the coils may be potentially bad, but also the wiring harness going up to them, the plugs are all sort of damaged. But we're seeing our information here, so that's pretty awesome. You can record it. If you want to go ahead and combine across all of your cylinders into one report, you can do that. And that'll give you a different graph based on each of your cylinders in different colors. Otherwise, now I'm getting a misfire on cylinder 2 again, so that's what I was seeing before. And 1 is having a misfire. Okay, so that kind of tells me possibly our coils are having issues. Nice to be able to see this graph in real time. Otherwise, we've got other things in here. RPMs, coolant temp. Let's look at a couple of those items real quick. Look at our oil level. That should be freshly changed. We can uncheck our misfires for right now because we know we have those. Now let's take a look at our graph. We've got our RPM, 760 RPMs. Our engine and coolant will come up. Our oil level is where it should be. But again, if we dive into each of those graphs, you can definitely see our spikes there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our auto resets for our service intervals. We'll just go ahead and do this one, because either way I'm going to change oil in the morning or next spring. Go ahead and change our service intervals and our reset has succeeded. No big deal there. So that's pretty easy to do. You don't have to fiddle around with different button combinations on the dashboard, so that's pretty awesome. The last thing I'm going to do here before we go back is system selection, engine electronics, and clear off that code for the misfire. We know we have them. We know we are going to fix them, but we're going to go ahead and change all my codes. They're all cleared and there's no more light on the dash. Let's go ahead and read everything again. There's nothing currently on the mark for any codes. So let's go back to the rest of the video. And if you want, you can walk around. Like for example, I'm looking at the blinkers, all the bulbs from the electronic central unit. So now I can walk around. Front driver's side blinker works. That's off. Now we go to the passenger. Rear bulbs, side marker on this front side, driver's side, passenger side, parking lamps. Yep. Then we can go around to the rear of the vehicle, check all those lights out. So again, parking light in the rear, headlights, high beams, marker light for the license plate. Hey, I'm out of backup light. I didn't know that. Look at that. Again, those are one of the things you won't notice if you're driving the car, because you really can't put the car in reverse and walk away and check your lights unless you had a friend. And we all know I don't have many friends. So that's an awesome deal right there. I know I got to get one of those bulbs. Oh, I'm sorry. That was left and right. This is smarter than I am, apparently. Okay. Brake lights. Low beam front left, low beam front right. Fog lamp left, fog lamp right. Wipers. Faster wipers. I don't have a rear wiper. But now I'm, stop, stop. Okay, well that was mildly annoying. I just sprayed myself with windshield washer fluid. So, yeah. Now I get to dry the car off, and the inside too. Hold on. Well, okay, now that I've gone ahead and soaked myself, and kind of you to a degree, let's go back to the bench and wrap this up. So I wanted to test this on the 08 A4 right now because it did have some problems I wanted to look at, and it does look like that blend door actuator for the center air ducts is not working like it should, so that's going to be another rabbit hole to dive down. Or just ignore it because it's a convertible, and unless you're driving in January with the roof up, do you really need all those blowers blowing at you? So yeah, I am going to come back in another video. I'm going to pit this, the launch 431 against my Autel in the BMW X5, because that's going to have a lot more modules in it to test and do a benchmark against. So yeah, that's where we are with that. Like I said, let's go to roll B and wrap this up. Alrighty folks, well that's the launch X431 off the top. We are going to do a second video head-to-head with my Autel MaxiSys in a few weeks here. Take a couple of benchmark tests between the two, see which performs the best in terms of feature availability and also timing, and how quick you can actually get to read codes and make your changes and run your diagnostics. I think I already know the launch here is going to be far superior just due to the newer technology. But we'll see if it can hold its own against getting into the deeper levels that the Autel does. So otherwise, product and tool reviews are coming out on Tuesdays most days. Otherwise, our car content is on Saturdays. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button below, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see you all real soon. Bye-bye.